Well, hi, folks out there. This is Cobb 37, Mr. Cobb, Big Bear, whatever you want to call me. DM for the World of Skell, recording the post session 20 show report. And first, I want to say that really had a very fun time tonight. Very few issues of things that were annoying, and that's as good a place to start as any. Because when you're an old crotchety bastard like me, you get annoyed by stupid shit. So, that's a positive. Second thing that I really enjoyed was putting the players, especially the ones that have been around for a while, in a totally unknown and new dynamic in the story. So, if you watched the episode, you know that I'm hesitant to give away spoilers, but the characters were put in a position of being on the wrong end of the perceived normal order of things. So they had and what's great is that it played out, I thought, not like ham-handedly or over the top. At least this was my opinion. Maybe it was because they were so surprised by it, but their reaction wasn't one of, oh, this is bullshit. This is, oh, wow, I totally see this, and that sucks, and what are we going to do about it? So it was like there wasn't any kind of misunderstanding to the point of thinking that there was no justification for the way the story went. Everything was, I felt like there was just the tiniest amount of using their biases and preconceived notions against them to totally set them off what their agenda was going to be. Yes, they have to overcome an obstacle, but it was such a unique obstacle, and it's something that I had thought about not for a long time, but just in the past month or so, I'd say I had the idea of, wow, this would be a very neat twist on the normal world. And I can comment that it has to do with undead, the status of undead, and a unique situation that would bring that special status to them. I suppose one could argue that there's nothing special about the way that I twisted the standard undead versus the party story, but I haven't seen anything like it. So if it's out there, I apologize. I promise I didn't steal it or rip it off from anybody. I thought of it on my own. So, but you know that there's lots of good ideas that people have simultaneously or whatever in different places. Like the idea of a dragon is a myth that is kind of worldwide. Even though cultures didn't interact with each other, they had similar myths. So I'm not saying that the idea I had was as good as having the myth of a dragon, but I'm saying for me personally, it was nice to come up with a new spin on an old cliche. And I thought that it didn't land flat. I thought it was interesting and a little surprise twist, and one where you're like, oh, okay. So that's the feeling I got anyway from the players. So there was some good combat. Always enjoy like the big guy versus the little guy. And tonight had a couple instances of the players, their characters being both the big and the little guy. Um, I also think it's interesting that they. I don't know how to say this. They did not. I don't know. Um, it's interesting the way that they might get out of the way, cat. Sorry about that. They will kill some things and not some other things. Um, so, but we're playing in a game that doesn't have. I've kind of tossed alignments to the side. The only thing I've say is karma is a real thing. So you should expect to be treated like you were treated. Um, and that takes away any kind of argument about well, your alignment won't allow you to do this, or is that within your alignment when there are no alignment. Now, and built in the certain classes, there might be alignment restrictions, and I did ask them to abide by those if possible. So the psionicists can't be chaotic, because way back in second edition, it was written in the rules that seemed like a worthwhile set of things to follow. That psionicists, if they were chaotic, that would interfere with their thoughts. So if I think that a psionicist is acting chaotically, after a while it puts a negative on their target numbers to activate their powers. Instead of saying it doesn't work, their minds become less adept at focusing. Hence the chaotic nature. So there's that. Let's see. The two fighters, they're going to get the karma end of whatever. And then the thief priest, obviously they don't want you to be a lawful good thief. And though he's playing kind of sliding a little bit towards evil, it's not, it's certainly not, he's certainly not chaotic, and he's certainly not lawful. So, neutral evil is probably the easiest alignment to play because you pretty much get to do whatever you want. As long as you're not always lawful and always chaotic, then you're good. And most people kind of live their lives. They're willing to speed, which is chaotic, but they're not willing to turn in a speeder. So, they're not always lawful and not always chaotic. Just for a minor example. So anyway, overall though, totally enjoyed the session. I thought that maybe I could have changed up the pacing a little, but overall, you're going to have those times when some people, it's their turn to shine and they're going to be in the spotlight. I've been working on keeping the crosstalk to a minimum so that way if someone's in conversation or whatever scene's going on, they don't get stepped on. Because when you're not recording the game or you're not trying to listen to it again, there's no reason that crosstalk can go on all the time, and then you can kind of listen to both. But when you're listening to it and you say you're not up there, that can get hard to hear and decipher. So, kind of neat. Always enjoy big creatures doing big things, like trampling people. Always fun. This one happened to work out. Not for the character's favor, but I don't know why he decided to fight it. So, you'll have that. Okay, anyway, I think that's about it. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. I don't monetize my videos, so I'm not doing it for money. Just for fun, and that's the best. So I hope you all had a good Halloween, and We didn't play last week, obviously. And I hope you guys have a good Veterans Day. And, there's been some military members in the family, and we salute them. And I know I didn't want to go overseas and fight, so I'm willing to pay more so they have better things. So, thank you. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.